So we are seeing the game between Alexander Alekhine versus Arturo Pomar Salamanca, and it was played in Gijon in 1945. So let's see the game. Alekhine starts with d4. His opponent plays d5, then c4, e6. So Queen's Gambit declined. He has not accepted it. He has declined, gave support. So knight f3 and then knight f6. And now g3. Okay. Alekhine has played g3 idea, bishop g2 and short castle. Very simple. Bishop e7. After bishop e7, bishop g2. So as per the plan, Alekhine is developing his bishop on g2 and then he's going to do castle. Black already did castle now, and white also did the same, castle. Okay, c6, knight b d2, developing the knight here and not on c3, giving support. Afterwards, he may even, capture and then may, he can move the knight somewhere else, or he's giving support to this from here. He can even play the knight on this side and then come over here. So these are the ideas. But normally we move the knight on c3, right? But sometimes if you have another idea, you can do that, knight b d2 as well. Knight b d7 and then queen c2. Okay, queen c2. See, why did he play knight b d2? First of all, if the bishop is here and if the pawn is not here, then the bishop could give support. But now bishop is not there. And who is giving support? No one. So that's why he gives support by there. Okay. So I'll just say here. Yeah. So here, why didn't he play knight c3 and why knight b d2? The reason is here. Bishop is not here to give support to this. You need a support to this. Either you have to play b3, queen c2 to give support. Or if you want to give support with the knight, then knight has to come over here. Knight b d2. That's what he did. He gave support with the knight. If opponent captures, you have support now. You don't have to worry for that. Knight b d7 and now queen c2. One more support and developing the queen. Okay, support to the c4. And here b6 was a good move. b6 and then afterward bishop a6. Okay, attacking here and controlling this diagonal. That was a good idea, but he has not played that. His opponent played rook e8, okay, which is not that good. Because if the opponent would not capture, if this pawn would not go here, then what is the use of this rook over here? Though, if you do that, then it would be good. But otherwise, if the pawn is here, okay, then this rook is bad. Anyway, rook d1. So Alekhine got the rook out. Here he could play e4 as well. e4, d cross e4 and knight cross e4 was one of the variation. But he preferred this one. Queen c7 and then b3. So give one more support, and the idea is to move the bishop maybe afterwards on b2, or in case even bishop a3 afterwards. Okay, maybe you need a support. If this bishop is attacking, you need a support. But the main idea, bishop b2. After b3, d cross c4. Okay, now this is again not good. He should have played b6, b7 or ba6, mostly ba6. But here he captured this one now. So not a good thing. D cross c4. Here knight cross c4. Then knight f8. And then bishop f4 attacking this queen. You can't even move the pawn ahead as there are so many attacks. Okay, so the queen has to move, and he moved the queen to d8. And where is he? Now the queen is on the file where the opponent has the rook, which is not good. You shouldn't have that queen there, but then there is no other choice. So he has to play there, which is not a good thing. Anyway, e4. White played e4, controlling a few important squares, and maybe afterwards he can play either this or this. Let's see. Knight G6. So the knight is coming forward, attacking the bishop on F4. The bishop has to move. If you don't want to give that bishop for a knight, so bishop G5 moved it. And then he said, okay, let's make one more attack. H6 made attack on the bishop, and bishop goes back. So then why did he move there if the opponent can't play this? See, even if the opponent plays this, sometimes it's a good thing for white. Why? Because you created more weakness. Okay, the more he moves the pawns on that side near the king, he is creating more weaknesses, or you can say more targets to attack. Okay, and that's why first he forced black to make some weaknesses like h6. Okay, after h6, g6 square is not that strong now for black. Only one pawn is giving support. Before there were two attacks. So that's the reason. Okay, after bishop e3, queen c7 again. Okay, he wanted to move that queen there. Because of this, he couldn't. So now he said, very good. Now I'm going to go there. So queen c7, after that, knight f. Knight f to e5. Okay, now here he said, yes, this is the time where I can now keep my knight over here. Okay, even if he captures, I have support there. I have support, so he can't take with the queen afterwards. Knight cross e5. This is looking very good knight, and yes, black said, I will exchange. Okay, otherwise white can exchange, and then he will have double pawn, which is not good, as this would be a weakness. This would be a weakness, isolated pawn and double pawn. So he said, no, I need to take it. So knight cross e5, and here he can capture either with the knight or with the pawn. And which is better here? Normally, it's looking good if you take with the knight, as we don't want double pawn. But here it's a good idea to take with the pawn, because the pawn is attacking the knight, and the knight has to move from his very good square, his favorite square, that is f6. So knight d7. Now there are two attacks and one support. He has to save this. What to do? Of course, f4 gave support, and now there is no problem to this pawn. As if you make 2, 3 more attacks with the pieces, there is no problem. If the pawn is giving support to a pawn, he has to attack with a pawn. Then only he can do something. Otherwise, he has no issue. Okay, here he played knight b6. He moved the knight and he said, okay, let's exchange few more pieces, because I think your position is better. So if the opponent has a better position, what to do? Exchange more pieces, and then if you keep on exchanging more and more, there are more chances to make the draw. Okay, if you don't make so many weaknesses in your side, and if you can succeed in making, like, exchanging so many pieces, it's better chance to make a draw. So he's saying, okay, let's do that at least. Here, knight d6. Okay, white said, I don't want to exchange the knight with the knight. If you want to capture with the bishop, I'm okay with that, because then my pawn will reach on that square, which is already a very good square where no pawn can attack. And it's like a passed pawn, okay, and just advanced passed pawn. Only two more squares to go to the queening square. So knight d6. Black doesn't want to exchange because he knows that pawn will take. So he said, I'll make one more attack, and maybe next move I'll take it. I'll get a free pawn then. So rook d8 made an attack. Now he has to do, white has to give support to this. And he can play bishop c5, which was a good move actually, but he didn't do that. He played this one, knight b5. So he's saying, okay, if you take my knight, I'll take your queen. So the pawn is pinned, okay, he cannot take with this, he cannot take it. What to do? Queen b8, the queen has to move, remove the queen. And then rook cross d8, bishop cross d8, and again knight d6. So he said, okay, see, I'm back. Actually, rook d1 was also very good. Rook d1 first and attacking the bishop, and then maybe after that knight d6, but he played it before. So knight d6 attacking on c8 bishop, but the bishop is not good, so you don't want to capture that. Here he played queen c7, again back. Okay, the queen is moving again. A4, idea A5 attack on this. So A4, bishop E7 made attack on the knight. Rook D1, this time he gives support. Knight d7. Okay, so before white would move the pawn or attack, he moved it before that. So black moved the knight here, idea. Afterwards, he can even shift that knight to the other side where the king needs it more. So b4, idea b5. Okay, he can't take as the pawn is pinned. So b4, then b6. And if plan, if he plays b5, I'll play c5. That's his plan. I'll go with everything. Queen d2. Queen d2. The idea is, what is the idea now? See, the threat is this now. Knight cross c8, rook cross c8 or queen cross c8, and then queen cross d7. Okay. So that is the threat, but then is that okay? Because rook d8 can be possible. And if you take like queen cross c7, yeah, then rook cross d1, king f2, and then it's fine with white. White is okay because he gets the queen and there is no checkmate. So that's okay. He will get extra points. Knight f8. Okay, so black saved that knight. Yeah, this is what is the threat. He moved the knight. And now f5. F5, the idea is to play maybe f6. And then even if he captures this, the pawn structure is very bad. He might even get back his pawn and the pawn structure will be good for white and bad for black. So what to do? How to stop this f6? Black played f6 himself. Okay, he said, okay, he's so much worried about it. So he played f6 himself. White said, very good, I'll exchange with this now. My double pawn is now single. I'm happy. E cross f6, bishop cross f6. And then knight e8, attacking both the queen and the bishop. The bishop has support, so the only problem is of this queen. Queen can move somewhere. And he played the queen on e7 square, giving support, one more support to this, and attacking the knight. Knight is in trouble. What to do? He's thinking and he thought, yes, I have to take it. No other option. So knight cross f6, queen cross f6, and then e5. Very interesting move. Where is the support? No support. But then he's saying, okay, I don't need support. I want to just open up everything so my bishops will be good. Second idea, he has a plan to capture this pawn and then attack. And once the rook will move here, after that, he would move the bishop here. He would attack the queen, and if the queen moves, then he would capture the rook. So it's like, untouchable pawn. You can't take it. If you take, it's a dangerous pawn to take actually, and it's a poison pawn. So don't take it. What did he do? He moved the queen back. Queen f7. And here finally he succeeded in playing f6. He wanted to play f6 because then he could capture, or he has to capture, or he has to move. In any case, then bishop cross h6 is very good. And the king is totally or very much open. And he wants to do that. He wants to attack on this side. That's why he played f6. So bishop b7. Idea gives support. You need a support to this pawn, which was attacked by this. Second idea is to open this rook, which can control the 8th rank now, which is good for black. Here, f cross g7, as per the plan, is going queen cross g7. And now b5, as if you take with this, then he has some idea. Okay, afterward, let's see what happens. So c cross b5. Bishop cross h6 first, okay, giving threat to the queen. Queen has to move, queen h7, and there is another check. Check to the king. King has to move. He cannot block it. See, if he plays here, it's not that good. As the bishop takes bishop first, queen has to go there. Queen takes bishop, and then queen takes knight. Okay, and if you move the queen, the same thing. Queen will take exchange, and after that, this is free. So you can't do that. So what to do? King h8 is the only move. You don't want to move the king here. Again, the same problem. Plus, there are more problems here. It can be even checkmate after a few moves. So it's not a good thing. Anyway, after this, queen f6 check. So king has to move again back to g8. And finally, here he took this. Bishop cross b7. So the queen has to take it. Queen has to go on that side. Queen cross b7. And then rook d4. See, if you can't do checkmate only with these two, what to do? See, here the problem was this queen. So what to do in that case? Get more pieces towards the opponent's king. That's what he's doing now, getting one more piece, especially the stronger piece like a rook. Very good to get, and he's coming on this side. So it's very difficult after this to stop the checkmate. And he tried one more move, king h7 he played. And here, now white captured this. Bishop cross f8, very good move. Finally, here black resigned. Okay. Now, why did he resign? Let's see. Okay. If you want to delay, the queen can come here and give check. He will capture. That's not a good thing. Other than that, if you play something like b4 or b cross a4, whatever on this side, then how is going to be a checkmate? Let's see. Rook h4 check. The king has only one option, king g8, and finally rook h8 is a checkmate. So this is how it's about to happen, and that's why black already resigned.